All right, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to replace the water pump on a 2002 to 2010 Ford Explorer. I'm going to make it a very simple process. You guys can do it at home with common hand tools in your driveway. Let's get started. All right, first step, you're going to want to drain the antifreeze out. Now that is located right here. I just use channel locks like these. Get your bucket ready. Again, this is located under the passenger side wheel. Just turn it counterclockwise and we'll start draining it. All right, guys, now as the coolant is draining, you can see right there, we can come up top and we can start getting some stuff out of the way so we can easily access the water pump. Now, first thing I would do is remove this shroud here. It's very easy. You just kind of pull up and move to the side. Just pops out like that. Put this off to the side. Next thing is we are going to remove this fan shroud here, and it is held in by two 10mm bolts. There's one there. Then if you come over here, there's one right down there. So I'm going to do that now. All right, with those two, and they're 8mm, not 10mm. With those two 8mm bolts out, you can now pick it up, move it to the left, and it pulls straight out like that. Again, we'll put this down to the side, and now look how much more room we got here. This fan, I'm telling you, it's going to be the biggest problem out of the whole process. This process is very simple. There's nothing to worry about, and it's just that this fan is going to be a little bit of a pain, but I'll show you guys how to get it off in an easy way. Now, next step, you're going to remove this hose clamp right there. And we're going to remove this hose clamp right there and the one underneath it. Now, this one has been replaced. On your vehicle, you might have the same spring style hose clamp like I have here. So I'm going to remove that now. All right, as far as the fan clutch goes, these AutoZone toolkits, the whole power built thing, they don't work. Okay, don't waste your time. This fork is way too big. I did manage to get this fork to work. This here, it goes over the bolts that are on the water pump, like so. And then their wrench they give you, that doesn't work. I went to my shed and I dug out this 1.5-inch open end wrench. It fits on there. There's a little bit of slack, but not enough to make it a problem. And then I was able to break it loose, and you can start spinning it off. All right, guys, next step, you're going to want to undo these 10mm bolts. There are 4 of them. I tend to leave the belt on because it keeps tension on this pulley. It'll hold it while you undo these bolts. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, I got every one of these bolts loose. Now, you don't want to take them out all the way because then the pulley will pop off and your belt is just going to be like a slingshot. So with the fan out of the way, now's an easy time to access your belt tensioner. You get yourself a 3/8 drive, pops in there like that, and you're going to go ahead, pull it up. Then just like that, see, I'm doing it with the camera off. It's as simple as that. Okay, so with the pulley off, you get a good look at the water pump. And also, with the belt off, you can take a look to see if your belt needs to be replaced. And mine does need to be replaced. You can tell by the cracks in it. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the idler pulley, which is a 14mm bolt. All right, so now I can actually take a good look at it. And on the 03 Explorers, that's the weep hole right there. And you can see the lime green coolant inside. So this water pump was coming out of the weep hole. So at this point in time, with the idler pulley out of the way, there's 2 more clamps you got to undo. One there and one there. I'm going to undo those. And then you got one there and one down there. All right, guys. With the lower radiator hose disconnected, your heater core hose disconnected, there's the water pump in all of her glory. We're almost done. All we have is a series of 8mm bolts going around the whole thing. We're going to pry it off. We're going to clean the mating surface, and then we'll be ready for the new one to go on. At the bottom I have this tin pan, aluminum baking pan. That's because even though the radiator is done being drained, there's still coolant in the block, and that's going to make a mess when you pry it back. So make sure you just have some sort of catch can ready. Alright guys, so with all your bolts off, you can peel the water pump off, and again, it went all over the place, so it's a good thing we had the drain bucket underneath it. I'm going to take this this clamp off now, get that hose out of there, and I'm going to be doing the valve cover gaskets too, so I just took the alternator bracket out of the way. It's 3 bolts, and it exposes so much more. It's a lot easier to clean. Now, what I'm using to clean is some brake parts cleaner, and I'm using a razor. Now, I don't condone using the razor because you can gouge the surface and then you'll have leaks, but I take it, slowly, I'm meticulous, and it works so good. It works so much better than a plastic scrapers. So I'm cleaning it off, and I'm going to continue. Alright guys, so 15 minutes later, as you can see, this mating surface came out fantastic. Again, I used the razor, I used some Goo Gone to get the old RTV off. Now, if you're replacing this water pump and it came from factory, they don't use RTV, so you won't have to worry about that, just the paper gasket that they use. This water pump has been replaced before, so I had to use some RTV remover. And I used an abrasive Scotch-Brite green, one of those scrubby pads, and it came out perfect. So I'm going to get the new water pump prepped now. Alright guys, at this point it's time to prep the gasket. You're going to take your new paper gasket, and you're just going to check to make sure there's no rips, tears, kinks, creases, anything like that. This one looks good. Now, this is a highly debatable subject, but I'm going to put a thin layer of water pump thermostat housing gasket maker. Now, I'm saying thin, just lightly coat it. It helps to keep the gasket in place when you're getting it mounted up. Alright, so after waiting a little while, the gasket maker got tacky. It held to the water pump, and I got the water pump into position. I'm starting to put the bolts in. I'm using this little nut driver, hand tight. You wait an hour, and then you torque it down. And one thing I'd like to show you is this little water tube. I put it on the water pump, and then put the water pump up to here and just slid it on. And then it kind of hangs there, which is nice, so you can get a couple bolts started, and then you just start working your way around. Alright guys, so once you get all of your bolts threaded in all the way around, I do believe there's about 12 of them. I do not like to reuse the spring clamps. I usually get 2 new worm gear clamps to put around the water neck there. And once you get them all in, hand tight, wait an hour, and then you torque them down. I'll put the torque spec in the description because I do not have it in front of me right now. But that's basically it. And then the rest of the stuff, you just spin the fan on, put your shroud on, and then fill it up with coolant. Now, I'm not a mechanic. I do not have a mechanic's garage. I work in my garage with basic hand tools. But I just wanted to make this video to show you guys that it is possible without hiring a mechanic to do it. The parts came out to like $40, and it took me, about an hour and a half. So I just want to save you guys money, and I just grab the camera whenever I'm about to do something, so I can maybe help somebody else.